sekuntum bunga.
Sekuntum bunga Jangan dikejar ramai-ramai.
27 kumbang.
Tidak. Kita protect dia.
Protect, bagus.
Kita jaga.
Macam tu lah, teammates. Sebenarnya, bila korang pergi kuliah, sebenarnya macam saya dulu lah, software engineering, jumpa chemical engineering pun, laki sebenarnya kurang. Dia jadi 70-30 je. Tak pun 65-35. Ratio sebenarnya perempuan lagi banyak. So laki group ni lah, saya rasa group ni je. Saya rasa group lain balance je kot. Sebab sebelum ni saya ajar mostly balance je, like brother and sister, mungkin kelas ni juga. Adiba jangan malu-malu kalau ada soalan tanya je. Okay. So for this week saya nak recap for last week. Last week saya just bagi korang slide and you can study, you can do a self practice. Maybe some of the self practice tu korang tak faham kenapa kena buat macam tu, kena buat macam ni. I will recap first. So macam saya cerita tadi, siapa yang nak live on phone pun tak ada masalah, then you can do practice on laptop. Tak ada masalah. So nanti saya akan tunjuk lah, for example how to do calculation, how to do the field handling and so on. And saya akan cerita which part is very important for you to know lah, and some of the tricky way. For example ada keyboard shortcut, apa yang korang boleh buat. The easy way, either you do calculation all the cell instead of korang buat semua cell calculation, just buat satu cell then apply the same calculation for the rest of the column. Simple way. Saya akan ajar lah. So let's recap first for our last activity last week. So here we have a workbook and worksheet. So workbook ni ialah file, Excel file for example. Basically spreadsheet is a workbook. Spreadsheet for example we have Microsoft Excel. Siapa ada another type of spreadsheet, we call also a workbook. Google Sheet pun sebenarnya is a workbook. Cuma dia daripada provider berlainan lah. For Google Sheet is service daripada Google. Untuk Excel is developed by the Microsoft punya company. So we cannot imagine all the system have the same function. Walaupun kalau korang buka for example Google Sheet, you can see it's almost the same, hampir sama. But here is a certain function dia berbeza. Nanti saya akan tunjuk lah ada few comparison between Excel and Google Sheet. But for our syllabus only for Excel lah. So basically korang boleh guna Excel ke Google Sheet. Google Sheet you can share. For example, kalau korang nampak dekat atas ni, you can share with other people. For example, kalau korang buat research nanti degree, master, PhD, tak pun korang buat survey, for example, dekat Google form kan, it will generate the result into the Google Sheet. So you can see the different platform is can be connected. For example, yang ni saya buat from Google Sheet. For example, you can see there are a lot of sheet lah dekat bawah ni. So and the data is connected to another apps. For example, ini adalah data studio. I can tabulate the data, I can see the result. It's more meaningful. So you can do anything for your Excel file ke Google Sheet, anything. So you can tabulate, you can generate the chart. And auto calculation semua you can perform from this. So basically saya treat Google Sheet, Excel ni sebenarnya macam like your calculator. But calculator here you can put the text and so on. Calculator kita tak boleh masukkan text kan, so you can do a detail. Example, saya minta korang download sample spreadsheet ni. So nanti kita punya kelas more on this. For the rest of the Excel. So you can see here ada sheet 1, ada sorting and filtering punya activities, kita akan pakai data ni lah, and also chart. Workbook basically a file Excel ataupun Google Sheet tu lah. Okay, that's we call as a workbook. Okay, worksheet maksudnya, as you can see here, there are a lot of sheet. Okay, for example dekat bawah ni kan, we have a 3 sheet for my sample data. Saya bagi tu. Okay, ada sheet 1, case of inventory, chart. Okay, saya saja letak sheet 1 tu without rename. So you can try to rename. Okay, just double click the sheet name. Okay, so you can rename any name, or nak manually lagi panjang, right click at the sheet. Okay, you can click rename lah. So you can rename the file. Okay, so sama saja. Basically, Microsoft product is almost the same. As you can see dekat dia punya display kan, ada home tab, ada insert tab. Okay, almost the same. Okay, because it's developed by the same company, Microsoft. Okay, so the cross platform also the same lah. Okay. Okay, as you can see here, we have a title bar. Okay, title bar ni file name. And if as you rename your file, okay, your spreadsheet file, your workbook file, it will appear as a title bar. Okay, tajuk tu lah. Okay, your file name. Okay, and also we have the name box, okay, formula bar, okay, worksheet area, okay, the status bar, scroll bar, sheet tab, indicator. But apa yang penting dekat, biasanya kita tengok dekat worksheet lah, okay, kita akan refer kepada formula bar dengan worksheet area, tu saja. Okay, and title bar your folder lah, takutkan salah buka folder kan. Okay, as example in my saya punya desktop pun banyak saja. Okay, more on PPV punya ni lah. Okay, PPV Susmed or more on PPV punya ni lah. Okay, so basically you can do a lot of things using your Excel. Okay, for example kalau nak track your monthly expenses ke daily expenses kan, you can do an Excel. Okay, automatically get the result. Okay. So next is, okay, so this is more detail on the worksheet. Okay, apa yang penting dekat sini adalah row header. Okay, row header dia more on numbering. Okay, maksudnya row 1 from A to jauh lagi lah. Okay, row sepanjang row tu. Okay, and also we have a column. Okay, so this is the most important thing lah bila kita main dengan Excel. Okay, you need to know the row, column, okay, which row, which column, that's the cell that you selected. Okay, for example here, we have active cell. For example, kalau korang klik dekat B3 ni, okay, dekat atas ni dia akan tunjukkan which cell that you are selected. Sebenarnya tak perlu pun, sebab bila korang klik, automatically dia akan highlight which row and also the column that you are selected. So, you tahu B3, okay. So, ni macam nak bagi tahu which column that you are selected. Okay, and also you can edit the content either in that cell, in that particular cell. Okay, apa data type yang korang boleh isi nanti saya akan beritahu lah. Okay, the next slide. Saya rasa korang dah baca dah. Okay, and also you can edit from the formula bar. So dekat atas ni dengan dalam ni adalah basically the same thing. Okay. Okay, so this is the long explanation lah. Okay. What is the active cell? So active cell ni maksudnya cell yang korang tengah select. Okay, active sheet is sheet yang korang tengah edit the content, tak pun korang tengah view. Okay, sebab kita panggil active sebab korang tengah click edit things lah. Can do it, you are doing something on that sheet or on that cell. We call it active lah. Okay. Cell, column header, row header, formula bar, and so name box. Okay, to rename worksheet macam saya cerita tadi, okay, just double click. You can double click, okay, or right click, select rename. So panjang lah daripada do manually, just double click je. That's the short way lah for you to rename the file. Sama je macam for Windows user just double click the name, for example nak rename kan. Okay, tak pun file ni click F2 for example. Okay, to rename the file. So tak perlu right click, tunggu loading untuk rename. Okay, it's a long way. Okay, just select. Okay, dekat text tu double click sekali, automatically you can rename the file. Okay, so that's the easy way. Sorry. Okay, this is the data type that you can fill inside the spreadsheet. Okay, each cell lah maksudnya. Okay, so ini adalah jenis data yang korang boleh masukkan. Okay, we have text, we have numbers and also formula. So text ni maksudnya ada alphabet ke, including numbers, okay, symbol, okay, that's indicate as a text. Okay, that's example of the text data type that you can put. Okay, but the default alignment for text is on the left alignment. Okay, apa tu left alignment? Okay, ni contoh As you can see, okay, kita ada tab alignment dekat sini. Okay, so as you can see dekat Word pun sama lah. Okay, so this is the alignment. For example, the left, okay, the center and also the right alignment. Okay, but for the default, okay, when you type, for example, saya letakkan sini okay, for example, dekat G2 ni, cell G2, kalau saya type as a text, for example, Abu, semestinya lah, sebab dia tak detect pun, anything. Okay, okay, saya letak A saja. Automatically, when you select another cell, the default alignment will be on the left. Okay, so this is what we talk about left alignment by default. Okay, but you can change the alignment, okay, from here. Okay, for example, nak center kan, you just click center. Okay, first you need to select the cell lah. Okay, and also you can select multiple cell, just drag je. Okay, from using your mouse, okay, just select the initial cell that you want to start, okay, and drag until the end. Okay, then you can change the alignment, so that can affect all lah. Okay, tak semestinya ubah satu-satu. Okay, it's just the simple way. Okay, for number and formula, okay, number is just a number. Formula maksudnya ada calculation lah. You put the arithmetic symbol, for example, you perform additional formula, okay, multiplication, okay, division and so on. That's considered as a formula. Okay, okay, number dengan formula automatically the default alignment will be on the right. Okay, so for example, kalau saya letak sini number, for example 3, okay, atau all, yang ni dah center. Okay, so by default dia akan on the right side. Okay, apa sini? Okay, automatically it will be on the right by default, but you can change the alignment sama macam text sajalah. Okay, so for example here, okay, yang ni saya dah change kepada center lah. Okay, and here default is still on the right side. You can change how you want to appear the data in your spreadsheet. Okay. Okay, for long text and multiple line. Okay, so yang ni biasanya long text, as you can see on the sample. Okay, dekat initial long text ni, you can see dekat B3 ni, okay, content ataupun value dalam cell tu di sini dah makan sampai C dengan D. Okay, so bila korang masukkan content dekat C dengan D, so dia akan jadi information tu terputus. Ataupun text tu dia akan jadi hidden. The rest akan hidden. Okay, so dia akan maybe sampai start dekat U saja. Okay, university tu dekat U saja. University of Malaysia tu dia akan hilang bila korang masukkan content dekat C3 dengan D3. But how you want to fix all the text inside one cell only? Okay, so you can use the wrap text button. Ada dekat atas tu lah, dekat home tab. Okay, so dekat home tab, dekat alignment punya group, okay, there are wrap tabs. So wrap text ni kita wrapkan dalam satu cell. Okay, sepanjang mana pun text tu, if you apply the wrap text, so dia akan fill inside the text. So dia akan either cell tu akan besar, lebar ke, is depend on you. You can set how big the size of the cell. Okay, and also saya lupa nak bagi tahu. Okay, so basically korang boleh adjust the size of the cell sama ada column tak row. Okay, for example select cell ni kan. Okay, bila korang sentuh dekat ujung ni, so you can drag. Okay, so you can drag small, bigger. Okay, sama je dengan row. Okay, so you can change the size. okay, to fit your data lah, or you want to change the appearance. Okay, for example kalau yang ni, so kita kecilkan, so nanti ada error kat sini. Okay, error ni mungkin ada siapa yang dah baca slide dia akan tahulah error ni kenapa. Explain juga. Okay, don't worry. So basically you can change the appearance on the text. Okay, yang ni the best part. Okay, autocomplete dengan autofill. Okay, autocomplete. Okay, autocomplete dia sebenarnya refer kepada previous information yang korang pernah masukkan dalam row yang sama. Okay, the same row, information yang korang pernah masukkan before. Okay, maksudnya the next same information that you have insert before. Okay, in the same row. Okay, for example dekat sini medicine kan, kuliah. Okay, medicine saya pernah type, okay, before this. Dan bila korang type ME, dia akan bagi suggestion. Maksudnya suggestion ni datang daripada information yang korang pernah masukkan before in the same row. Okay, dia akan detect. Okay, sama ada you want to apply the same. Okay, just enter ataupun select another cell, so dia akan fill lah dengan information ataupun suggestion yang wujud tu. Okay, but you can still type the text. Kalau mungkin bukan medicine tapi ME juga kan, mechanical for example, ME juga. Okay, so you can continue the text, no problem. Okay, yang ni autocomplete saja, dia just bagi suggestion for you. Okay, instead of you type it many time, tak pun copy paste. Okay, tak pun takut salah. Okay, so this is the autocomplete function. Okay, and the best part is using the autofill. Okay, so basically saya banyak guna autofill. Okay, autofill ni bagi saya dia memudahkan kerja. Instead of you do many times using the same function, tak pun numbering the difference between number 1 and number 2. Okay, this is the function of the autofill. Okay, biasanya bila kita select a cell in your spreadsheet, okay, in your workbook, kita semestinya Excel dekat Google Sheet pun korang akan jumpa kita panggil fill handle, tiny box tu. Okay, dekat top right below on the cell tu, bila korang select, korang akan nampak fill handle tu. Okay, fill handle tu untuk autofill punya function. Okay. Okay, macam mana nak pakai autofill ni sebenarnya? Okay, for example here, we have two different number from value number 1, nombor 1 dengan value number 2 is number 2. Okay, so bila korang drag autofill ni ke bawah for the next cell lah, in the same column for the next row. Okay, so computer akan detect the difference between value 1 and value 2. Maksudnya 1 plus 1 jadi 2. Okay, so that's the difference. So bila korang tarik, automatically dia akan plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 lah, as you can see dekat example dekat tengah tu untuk autofill. Okay, so let me show you some example untuk autofill. Okay, saya tak nak start dengan nombor 1, you can put any number sebenarnya. Okay, for example 21. Okay, and here is 23 for example. Saya tak nak pakai 1 dengan 2. Okay, but the difference between these two number is plus 2, as you can see. Okay, 21 plus 2 jadi 23. Okay, so as you can see here is plus 2 for the next. Okay, you can see here saya drag autofill, just click, okay, left click, then korang tarik. Okay, as you can see, bila korang tarik tu, korang akan nampak suggestion dekat tepi tu, what is the value will be fill inside the cell. Okay, so 25, 27, 29. Okay, so all the value will be plus 2. Okay, ni contoh autofill lah. Okay, for example kalau macam 5 row mungkin tak affected sangat. Okay, for example kalau saya buat macam ni, there are a lot of information that you want to use. Okay, autofill is very functional. Okay, panjang kan, there are a lot of date. Okay, for example the same data ke. Okay, it's very useful using the autofill. Okay, okay, tadi we have two different value, at least 2 maksudnya korang compare value 1 dan value 2, ataupun value 3 pun tak ada masalah. Okay, still plus 2. Okay, for example kalau korang drag satu cell saja, Okay, you can still drag the autofill for the one cell only, but will copy the same value for the rest of the cell. Okay, it will drag the same value and also the format to the rest of the cell that you are drag lah. Okay, sebab dia tak ada different. Okay, you just drag one value only. Okay, so depend on you how you want to perform the data. Okay, for example, you want to do, kan basically kan the first column kita akan letak number, tak pun bilangan kan. Okay, bilangan. Name of student, tak apa anything kan. Korang letaklah 1, 2, 3. Kalau 3 orang okay lah. Kalau ada 100 or thousands, it's difficult for you, right? Okay, just buat 1 and 2, then korang boleh tarik je. Automatically you get the numbers. Okay, using the autofill. It's easy. Okay, still +1. Yeah, you can see the numbering is +1. Okay, autofill. So then adjust the alignment, center. Okay, nak fill the color for example. Okay, lepas tu nak masukkan kotak-kotak. Okay, automatic siap. Within 1 or 2 seconds saja. Okay, so autofill is very easiest way for you when you are dealing with the spreadsheet. Okay. Okay. Okay, kalau ada soalan boleh tanya je. Okay, autofill not only about numberings. Okay, you can perform at the day, for example. Okay, you start from Monday. Automatically, komputer akan detect. So, this is Monday. Tak semestinya huruf besar, huruf kecil pun boleh. Okay. And automatically, dia akan detect +1, +1, +1, for example. Kalau the first is Monday, the second is Wednesday. Komputer akan tahu the difference between +2 days. Okay, between Monday and Wednesday. So, komputer akan tahu lah. When you drag the field handle, komputer akan skip for the next days. Okay. And also, field handle can perform on the dates. Okay, for example, here we have a data. Saya punya data lah. Okay, saya tak nak lah type panjang macam ni kan, for example. Okay, I don't want to type. I don't want to type the value. Okay, for the next cell, for example. Okay, saya boleh tarik dia field handle. As you can see, Google Sheet pun ada field handle. Okay, korang boleh tarik dia. Automatically, you get the next day, for example. Tapi kalau sini is not 21 for example, it's a 23 for example. Okay, maksudnya the difference here is +3. Okay, just select 2. Okay, so you have the comparison between first and second, then you can drag. Automatically dia akan +3. It's the same thing dekat Google Sheet. Okay. Okay, that's the function of autofill. Okay, so dekat calculation nanti pun saya akan ajar macam mana nak apply autofill ni. It's the same thing. Just drag the field handle. Okay. Okay, next is formats. Okay, format. As you can see, there are a lot of category that you can format the content, the value. Okay, for example, general ke. By default, dia akan set as general lah bila korang buka spreadsheet yang baru. Okay, so you can right click the cell, okay, then select the format that you want to apply lah. Okay, for example here we have numbers, okay, currency, maksudnya ada symbol currency lah, automatically dia akan put. Okay, and you can set how many decimal places for your output. Okay, so for numbering, numbers tak ada simbol lah. Okay, so, but you can set how many decimal places. Okay, and also we have accounting, for example, bila korang kerja dekat accounting firm kan nanti kan, okay, you need to deal with Excel, then you can set the format as accounting lah. Okay, ada percentage, ada fraction, scientific, okay, and also tax. Okay, so you can change. Okay, how to change the format? Okay, for example here lah, saya ada letak satu example here. Okay. So by default, okay, you can right click the cell. Okay, first select the cell that you want to apply, you want to change the format. Okay, then right click. Okay, so you can see there are format cell. Okay, maksudnya you want to change, you want to format the cell value. Okay, so right click. So there are a lot of categories that you can perform. Okay, for example, saya nak change dia kepada number saja. Okay, so you can see the sample output here. Okay, so this is the sample output yang dia akan tunjuk lah, but it will not change until you click OK. Okay, so for example, you want to add more decimal places, then you can customize lah. Okay, if you have your own customization for your value, okay, you can custom from here. Okay, so there are a lot of custom, or you have the format sendiri, then you can type here lah. Okay, you can type here. Okay. Okay, so first first for our first activity for today, okay, how we want to format, okay, for the rest of the column using the same format dekat D5 ni. Okay, saya tunjuk 2 kali je. Okay, you can try, let's try together. Okay, as you can see, there are field handle dekat cell D5 ni. Okay, so let's drag the field handle for the D5 for the rest of the column. Okay, so when you drag, okay, so dia akan copy formula dengan content. Okay, but we want only to copy the formula, not the content from the D5. Okay, so lepas korang drag tu, korang akan nampak autofill option. Kalau tak ada, you can just touch. Okay, just touch the fill handle, korang akan nampak autofill option. Okay, click autofill option. Okay, so dekat autofill option ni, click select the fill formatting only. Okay, fill formatting only. So dia akan fill the format saja, not without not copying the value from the D5. Okay, so bila kita select fill formatting only, so dia akan fill format saja, and the value is still remain based on apa yang kita dah letak dalam ni. Okay, so saya tunjuk sekali lagi. Okay, to undo, either korang klik dekat atas ni, okay, dekat auto save tu, ataupun shortcut key dia Ctrl Z. Okay, the same thing for Windows lah. Pergi dekat Word ke, dekat browser ke, Ctrl Z is for undo. Okay, okay, first drag the fill handle. Okay, click and drag. Okay, jangan klik sekali je. Okay, so jangan terkejut dulu kenapa semua 15, sebab dia copy value and the format. Okay, but here we want to change only the format. Okay, not include the video, the value. Okay, so click drop down list untuk fill formatting option. Okay, then click fill formatting only. So dia akan fill for format saja. Okay, so here is another example of the function of fill handle. Okay, korang buat yang first, the rest of the same column you can apply the same function. Okay, either same value or the same formula and so on using the fill handle. But first, the rest you can continue. Okay. No. Okay. Okay, this is another example lah. Okay, for example, ada soalan ke? VC. Oh ya, yeah, dia tak keluar ni ke? Okay, try drag balik. Dia keluar tak? Jangan awak select cell lain dulu, nanti dia okay. Oh, check content. Okay. Oh, awak pakai Mac ke? Windows eh? Greater than, clear format, not clear format. Color scale, table, tool, not tool. Kalau sparkle? Oh, kenapa dia keluar macam ni? Kalau kat format, kalau dekat formatting tu? persen bukan. Oh, tak boleh. Okey, tak apa. Okey, biar dulu. Awak back balik. Okey. Ctrl Z. Okey. Okey, awak select semua sel, jangan drag fill handle. Jangan drag situ. Okey. Right click. Tak ya? Right click. Okey, pergi dekat format cell. Okey. So boleh custom dekat sini sebenarnya. Okey, pergi dekat currency. Okey. Yes. Lepas tu letaklah simbol apa awak nak. For example. Any simbol. Simbol. Contohlah contoh. So awak dapat sampel output dia kan. Okey, just click OK. Error macam tadi lah. So ini leceh sikit lah sebab awak kena select. Okay, welcome, no problem. So that's another example that you can do instead of korang drag bawah tadi tu. Okay, fill formatting. Okay, just drag the select the cell, right click, so dia akan appear all the format that you want from the selected cell. Okay, that's another example lah. Okay. Okay, this is another formatting that you can play. Okay, another things is scientific. Scientific ni korang kena study sikit apa beza output display dia after formatting. Okay, kenapa ada E, ada plus, 0, 1. Okay, that's the difference lah. Biasanya ni dalam final exam dia suka tanya. Saya pun tak tahu kenapa dia tanya. But you need to know how to write the outputs. Okay, plus 0, 1. Kenapa plus 0, 1? Kenapa minus 0, 2? Okay, so but for my class tak ada lagi. Biasanya dia akan tanya final exam lah. Saya bagi hint dekat korang ni. Okay. Okay, format painter. Okay, format painter ni sebenarnya dia just copy format kepada dari satu sel kepada sel yang lain. Okay, macam fill handle tadi korang tarik kan. Okay, format painter ni, for example, you want to copy the format daripada B2 kepada D2. Okay, you want to have the same format. For example, format dia kau nampak kan ada text dia, cell dia color kuning. Okay, lepas tu ada border. Okay, border size dia, you can see the difference. Okay, first you select B2, then click format painter dekat home tu, dekat clipboard. Okay. Then korang paste dia dekat B2. So automatically dekat D2 tu dia akan copy format daripada B2. Ini format painter lah. Maksudnya korang paint the same format kepada cell yang lain. So straightforward je sebenarnya dia punya term. Okay, korang paint the same format daripada cell yang lain lah. Okay. Okay, here you also can add a new row, new column, new cell. Biasanya tak ada orang insert code. Okay, for example, okay, saya nak letak new cell between price and total. For example, my boss kan, tak pun korang tiba-tiba fikir, alamak, macam ada satu cell lah tertinggal antara tengah-tengah ni. Okay, what you can do, okay, first, okay, kalau nak insert new column, okay, first select the next column. Untuk spreadsheet Excel, korang kena select the next column. Okay, then right click, click insert. Okay, so dekat column header tu, dekat ABC tu, you right click and click insert. So untuk Excel, dia akan fill the new column or row before the column that you are selected. Maksudnya dia akan dia akan insert new column, tak pun row, daripada sebelum dia. Okay, sebab tu korang tak boleh pilih yang ni. Kalau nak letak dekat sini antara D dengan E, korang kena letak dekat E. Okay, so bila korang klik insert, so dia akan insert new column. Okay, So jangan pergi dekat yang kosong. So korang tak tahu nanti apa yang bergerak. Sebenarnya the rename file, the column name is still the same. Okay, cuma dia anjakkan, lepas tu dia akan masukkan satu column baru. Okay, sama juga dengan row. Okay, for example saya nak letak satu row baru antara 4 dengan 5, saya kena select 5. Okay, row 5, right click, insert. So dia akan masukkan satu row between 4 and 6 lah sekarang ni. Okay. Untuk delete, sama je, right click, delete. So you can delete the column and row lah. It's the same thing. Okay. Tapi dekat Google Sheet, okay, ni Google Sheet saya saja share. Untuk Google Sheet dia macam special sikit. This the difference between Google Sheet and Excel. So you basically korang boleh try je, sama je, same thing. Okay, right click. So dia akan keluar insert left or insert right. So dia tak complicated macam Excel. Kau kena select cell selepas dia. So ini boleh select mana-mana. Then you can insert either left or right. Okay. For example yang ni bila korang select satu cell, you can insert one cell saja. For example kalau korang nak insert 2 cell, takkan nak buat sekali-sekali. Yang ni another trick yang saya belajar korang. You select 2 cell. Sebab korang nak insert 2 cell kan, before or after. Sebab Google Sheet dia lain sikit kan. You can right click, nampak, insert 2 cells because you are selecting 2 columns, sorry. Okay, insert 2 left or right. But for Excel, select 2, dia akan insert 2 juga. This is the same. But dia akan insert dekat left saja. Dia takkan bagi korang decision left or right. Okay. So untuk insert how many column, first you can decide how many column that you want. Okay, just drag there. Okay, then right click, insert. So automatically dia akan insertkan. Okay, from the number of column that you are selected. Okay. Okay, merge cell. Merge cell. Yang ni pun biasanya untuk cantikkan korang punya view dekat Google Sheet ataupun Excel lah. Okay. Okay, this is example of the merge cell. Okay, how to merge cell. So basically as you can see here dekat home tab, dekat alignment punya group. Okay, this cell is apply the merge cell, sebab tu dia highlightkan dekat sini merge cell. Okay. So merge cell ni sebenarnya dia combine more than one cell. Okay, so dia akan jadi one cell. As you can see, sebenarnya dia combine jadi satu cell. Saya klik satu je, sebenarnya dia dah combine. B, C, D dengan E, dua ni, dia dah jadi satu cell because I merge the cell. Okay, kalau saya klik balik dekat merge cell ni, dia akan unmerge the cell. Okay, as you can see, dia tak highlight dah. Okay, maksudnya the function is not performed. Okay. For example, saya buang balik color dia. Okay, no fill, no color lah. Okay, sebenarnya value ni dia dekat B2 saja. Dekat C2 sebenarnya tak ada. As you can see dekat formula bar ni takkan tunjuk the value. Okay, basically korang boleh tengok dekat mana value tu. Okay, when you select the cell, okay, what the value inside the cell. Okay, for example kalau korang tak merge the cell, okay, as you can see here, P2 ni memang value dekat sini tapi dia dah makan C dengan D. Walaupun sekarang ni you can see the text, but when I fill the content dekat C2 tak pun dekat D2, okay, for example saya letak sini value 3 saja. So nama dia dah tak macam tak cantik lah kan. Okay, but what you can do, either you just wrap text, for example wrap text tadi tu. Red tag takkan korang nak appear macam ni, tak cantik lah kan. Tak pun kalau korang drag nanti jadi macam ni, memanglah nampak panjang kan. Tapi dekat sini pula tak cantik. Okay, so this is why they have the merge and center. Okay, so ini kita buang. Okay, maksudnya kalau sini ada value, nampak dia dah jadi cacat. Okay, so what we can do, okay, you can okay, first select the cell that contain the value or any cell you want, where you want to start. Okay, kalau korang start daripada A, you can drag nanti for example dari sampai F. Okay, you want to merge as a one cell. Okay, tapi tak cantik lah sebab you are starting from B. Takkan nak starting from A kan? So you can start from A for example until G for example. So nampaklah balance. You can see the balance between your content and also your data table. Okay, so first select the cell that you want to merge. Okay, then click merge and center. Sebab tu nama dia merge and center. First dia akan merge the cell, then dia akan centerkan the text. Okay, but you still can change the alignment. Okay, pergi dekat alignment ni lah. Okay, you can change for example to the left, center ke, to the right, and also you can color you can fill the color. Okay, fill color, any color that you want. Okay, boleh main-main. Okay, tak ada masalah. You can try yourself, self practice. Okay, for example nak change the text color also can. Okay, then you want to put border for example. Okay, all border. Or you want to set the line punya ni line style ke. Okay, can set. Okay, so boleh je play along with your sample data spreadsheet. Okay, so this is your merge. The cell become one cell. So bila korang select, sebenarnya dia adalah one cell. Okay, so dekat mana-mana korang select pun the value dekat function ni still the same. Okay, for example kalau korang tak tahu apa function yang keluar dekat atas ni kan. Okay, for example korang tak tahu merge and center ni apa. You can using your cursor, anak panah tu touch je dekat function tu. So nanti dia akan bagi explanation lah. Okay, touch je without click. Okay, for example apa ni merge and center ni. Okay, you can touch then you can see the explanation lah. Okay, for example format painter tu apa. Okay, so you can read the explanation. Cut. Okay, and all the things. So basically it's the same thing dekat Word. Okay, PowerPoint is the same thing. Okay, we have all the tabs here and also the group function that you can apply. Okay, for example nak buat calculation kan, either you put more function here. Ini for next class lah. Okay. Okay, hide and unhide. So this is the last thing lah, that very important sebenarnya. Okay, so kenapa nak hide and unhide? Okay, for example saya ada banyak data ni kan. For example kau nampak lah. Okay, panjang berjela data ni kan. But my boss only want to see, saya nak tengok date, saya nak tengok jumlah, dengan saya nak tengok ep4 for example, ep4 ringan. Okay, takkan korang nak present macam ni kan, nak swipe left right, pening lah, orang tak akan faham. Betul tak? So you can, for example saya nak hide daripada kolom female sampai jumlah ni for example saya nak hide. Okay, sebab saya tak nak value tu appear dekat my display. So you can just select the cell, select the column. Okay, sampai dekat jumlah for example. Okay, right click then you can hide. Okay, so okay, yang ni untuk Google Sheet. Google Sheet bila korang hide dia akan bagi tahu sini maksudnya ada column yang hidden. Okay, hidden. It's not deleted. It's just hidden from your view saja. Okay, and data is not deleted lah. Okay, just hidden. Okay, so when you hidden certain column, that's easy for you to present what's the thing that you want to present. Okay, untuk unhide, just select the cell before and after. Okay, then unhide balik. Okay, so the data is there, it's not deleted. Okay, so sama juga dengan spreadsheet. Okay, so spreadsheet is the same thing. For example, your boss tak pun korang nak tengok produk dengan payment saja. Korang tak nak tengok quantity sampai discount. Okay, tak pun nak tengok total produk dengan produk total dengan payment. Okay, so you want to hide column C dengan D, just select C dengan D. Okay, boleh drag saja. Tak pun nak hide satu-satu pun boleh, tak ada masalah. Okay, as you can see when you right click the column or row sama saja. So you can hide and unhide. Okay, so for example saya nak hide ni, just select the both column. Okay, right click select hide. Okay, and saya nak hide discount tadi. Okay, so this is the product, this is the column that I want to appear in my report, for example. Okay, then korang boleh screenshot ke, nak crop ke, it depend on you. Okay, then korang nak hide balik. So this is the function of hide and unhide lah. Okay, for visualization output display lah. Okay, okay, untuk Excel, bila korang hide, you can see dia macam line sikit dekat line sini. And also you can read the column name is ada jumping. Okay, B, C, D tiba-tiba hilang. As you can see, antara B dengan E ni, C dengan D sebenarnya dia hide dia macam ni. Macam dekat Google Sheet tadi dah ada anak panah kan. Okay, dekat spreadsheet tak ada, but dia macam highlight sikit dekat sini. So yang ni adalah maksudnya ada hidden column that you are doing lah. Okay, termasuk dengan row juga. Okay, untuk row, kalau korang hide, memang dia akan the same thing lah. Dia akan bagi tahu. Okay, same like this. Okay, okay, to unhide the row and column. Okay, macam tadi juga, select before and after, macam ni je. Okay, kalau macam dalam buku tu, dia macam banyak sikit cara dia kan. Macam saya, cara senang saja. You can select all, maksudnya ada hidden antara dua ni. Okay, right click and click unhide saja. Okay, automatically dia akan unhide daripada B, sebab kalau select B sampai G tadi kan. Okay, so dia akan unhide all the column between B dengan G ni lah. Okay, so that's the function of the hide and unhide. Okay, so sama juga dengan row ni. Okay, select the both. Maksudnya 3, 4 is hidden. Okay, so right click and unhide. Okay, okay, edit content cell. Okay, edit content cell, just double click. Okay, sama macam rename worksheet tadi lah. Yes, worksheet, rename worksheet. Okay, workbook, file name, just double click ataupun klik F2. Okay, so ini basic function, basic default setting untuk Windows. Untuk MacBook saya tak pasti. Saya rasa you need to right click kot. Okay. Okay, ini fill handle. Okay, sama macam tadi kita testing on number kan. So ini testing on text, sama saja. So dia akan copy lah. Okay. Okay, last thing is the common error. Okay, yang ni pun bila korang dealing with number and also formula and calculation, so korang akan jumpa benda ni, common errors. Okay, for example, we have a lot of hashtag here. Okay, maksudnya column are too narrow to display the formatted number in the cell. Okay, maksudnya column tu kecil sangat untuk display all the value inside the cell. Okay, for example here, dekat D ni, column D. For example, kalau column is too narrow, maksudnya column tu kecil. Okay, as you can see, dia akan display as hashtag. Okay, so how to widen the column? Okay, just drag lah, drag the column. Okay, so bila dia fit the value, okay, inside the cell, so tak akan jadi hashtag lagi lah. So ini tak fit lagi kan, so you can drag lagi. Okay, until it fit. Okay, so that's one of the error message lah yang korang akan jumpa. Okay, another error message is div/0, okay, value, ref, and also name. Okay, so basically this is error message yang dia akan appear. Sebenarnya dia bagi hint dekat korang apa error message yang korang tengah hadap masa tu. Okay, maksudnya for example div/0, maksudnya divided, the number is divided by 0 or blank cell. Okay, so that's why the hint here is div. Div maksudnya divided, short form for divided. Div/div divided dengan 0 ataupun blank cell. Okay, maksudnya okay, dekat cell ni for example, okay lah, ni buat colour lain sikit. Okay, maksudnya korang divide, for example 50 divide by 0. Okay, apa simbol ni nanti saya akan beritahu lah. Okay, dekat calculation punya slide nanti. Okay, 50 divide by 0, so dia akan keluarkan, this is the error message. Okay, maksudnya number is divided, which is 0. Okay, tak pun blank cell. Blank cell maksudnya nothing lah. Okay, blank cell. Okay, maksudnya dekat cell D21 ni tak ada value. Okay, it's divided by 0. Okay, so kenapa D21 nanti saya cerita lah. Okay, so this is example of the error message yang akan keluar. So value maksudnya wrong type of argument. Okay, maksudnya korang salah input value. For example 50 plus A. How you want to additional process 50 dengan A. So you cannot do the additional process kan. You cannot perform the calculation. Okay, so dia akan keluarkan value. Okay, reference and non-valid reference dari formula. Okay, maksudnya formula korang salah ke you putting a wrong reference for your formula. Okay, so dia akan keluarkan inilah. Okay, so basically dia dah bagi tahu apa error tu. Mungkin a short form ke, but you need to know lah. Okay, name maksudnya function name or cell reference used is not recognized by Excel. Okay, so basically dalam Excel ni dia ada function-function sendiri. For example macam tadi ada sum. Okay, so function kita akan go for next week lah. Okay, next week kita akan go for function, but when you write the wrong name for the function, for example untuk sum korang type, patutnya kita type sum. Okay, tak pun for example dekat sini ada. Okay, okay, kita apply sum. For example daripada kita nak count how many for the sum untuk daripada cell C2 dengan D2. Okay, for example saya salah type for example SUN for example, not M. Okay, so dia akan keluarkan error message yang tu. Okay, so basically this is like a calculator. Okay, okay, sorry. Okay, so name is referred to the wrong reference is not recognized by the Excel. Okay, function tu tak recognized dalam Excel. Okay, function tak wujud. Okay, so that's all for our recap for last week punya class. So any question before we jump to calculation? Calculation kejap je, it's not very difficult I think. Okay, let's start for calculation. Okay, for calculation, a formula always perform with the equal sign. Okay, so first you need to put the equal sign to tell Excel that you want to start or perform a calculation in that particular cell that you are selected. Okay, so for example, kita nak perform calculation. Okay, so kita guna sampel datang ya. Okay, so when you want to perform a calculation, okay, so first you need to put the equal sign. Maksudnya bila korang letak equal sign dekat cell yang korang select tu, you tell the computer that you want to perform the calculation on that cell. Okay, kalau tak, you just put the number lah, plus 2. So dia tak akan perform calculation. It's just a text. Okay. So an expression may contain constant, okay, cell reference, operator, and also the function. Okay, but for today, we only focus on these three saja. Okay, constant, cell reference, and also operator. For function, we will go on next week. Okay, next week slide number 3 for function lah. Okay. Okay, so this is the basic concept tak ada apa. Huh? Okay, so this is the arithmetic operator that you can use inside the Excel. Sebenarnya kalau korang pergi dekat dunia programming, is the same operator when you are dealing with the computer. Okay, that's why we still using the same operator for the operation or the formula. Okay, for example, plus sign is normal. Okay, untuk additional. Okay, subtraction using the minus sign. Untuk multiplication, okay, we use the asterisk sign. Okay, star sign tu. Okay, korang tak boleh pakai X, but X is a text. Okay, it's already reserved for text, so you cannot use X untuk multiplication. So you need to use the asterisk sign. Okay, so division is forward slash. So sama macam error tadi lah korang nampak. Okay, div/0. Maksudnya you are divided, okay, using the 0 or the empty cell. Okay, so untuk division, pembahagian kita akan pakai forward slash. Okay, so percent is the same thing because it have a reserve operator. Okay, sign for the percent. Okay, for caret, simbol tu lah atas number 6. Dekat keyboard atas number 6 tu korang akan nampak caret. Okay, untuk exponentiation. Okay, power lah, maksudnya power of 2 ke power of 3, this is how you write the exponentiation. Okay, and also for function we are dealing a lot of parentheses. Okay, for example dekat sini korang akan nampak lah parentheses, ataupun dekat sum tadi saya tunjukkan. Okay, we are dealing with the parentheses because we want to differentiate between the function. For example function sum ni, okay, dengan value that you want to compare. Sama juga dekat Excel pun, Google Sheet pun, you still need to put the dollar sign, the equal sign, okay, to tell to the cell that you want to perform the calculation. Okay, saya kena check balik, nanti takut tertukar. Okay, let's begin our first activity. So, okay, before that, okay, enter formula, first you need to put the equal sign. There are two types of formula. Okay, first using the constant value, and also the second one is using the cell reference. Okay, what's the difference? Okay, okay, this is the constant. Okay, so constant, maksudnya constant ialah nombor yang tak berubah. It's constant lah, nombor yang tak berubah. Maksudnya you already fix the number. For example 21, okay, S3 4, maksudnya you do multiplication. Okay, so automatically jawapan dia 84. It's a constant value, takkan berubah. But here we have a cell reference. Okay, so ini for cell reference. So apa beza cell reference dengan constant? Okay, for example the value inside the cell is changing. For example dekat B2 berubah, dengan B14 ni berubah. So automatically your output will be changing. Okay, because the value is referred to the cell, is reference to the cell. Sebab tu dipanggil cell reference. Okay, apa yang beza dia sebenarnya dekat value saja, how you insert the value for the cell. Okay, the rest is the same lah. You can put the operators, and also you can click enter ataupun select another cell, automatically dia akan calculate for you lah. Okay, so let's start our second activity to find the total. Okay, untuk produk. Okay, okay, let's do the constant first. Okay, saya takut korang tak nampak, saya putihkan dulu. Okay, for example, we want to find the total for product iron. Okay, so dia dah bagi quantity and also the price. You want to find the total price that you have lah, patutnya, for example. Okay, okay, first you need the equal sign. Okay, saya korang bagi tahu komputer that you want to perform calculation at that cell right now. Okay, so biasanya kita akan letak lah 50 kali dengan 15. Okay, asterisk sign is multiplication lah. Okay, so korang nak buat calculation ni lah. Okay, then you can click enter, so you can get the result. Okay, abaikan kalau color korang lain the same thing. What we need is the value. Okay, color is depend on you lah, tak ada masalah. You want to change the color for the output. Okay, okay, this is the constant. Okay, for cell reference, okay, first we put the equal sign. Okay, then we select the cell that you want to use as the argument. Okay, as the argument. For example, kita select C6. Okay, Bila korang select the cell, automatically dia akan keluar C6 dekat sini sebab this is the cell that you are selected. Okay. Other way, tak semestinya kita kena klik the cell. If you know the cell, korang boleh type je C6 for example. Huruf kecil pun dia akan detect. Okay, C6. So automatically, korang nampak kan, the text will be on blue color. And dekat cell yang korang nak refer tu, dia akan jadi blue box juga. So dia bagi tahu lah, yang ni the value and also the cell that you are use for the argument. Okay. Then put the S3. Okay, you want to do multiplication kan. And select the second cell. Tak pun nak bubuh 20 pun boleh. You can mix together. Constant and also cell reference. Tak ada masalah. Okay. Example here, saya tak nak pakai constant, saya nak pakai cell reference. Okay, so we refer the value inside the cell. Okay, D6. Then you can enter. Okay, so you get the value. Okay, what's the difference between using the constant? Okay, ini constant. Okay, you put the number. It's a fixed number. And using a cell reference. Apa beza dia? Okay, for example, the value here is changing. Tiba-tiba sebenarnya bukan 50. Dia adalah 500. Okay, so bila korang update the value that you are using for the calculation, then you enter, automatically the calculation will be updated to the latest one. Okay, it's still the C6, but the value here for the C6 already changing. Okay, so dia akan affected all. Tapi untuk constant, dia tak akan berubah. Sebab you put the constant value, number yang tidak berubah. Okay, so you need to adjust one by one. So sakit sikit lah kalau mungkin 1-2 sel mungkin tak ada masalah. Okay, for example kalau yang ni adalah 60, not 50. Okay, contoh dia tak akan berubah dekat sini. Still 750. Okay, 750 because it is a constant value. Okay, instead of this, okay, sorry. Instead of this, we refer the value from the cell. Okay. So ini tukar balik 50, nanti korang pening. Okay, so ini 50 juga. Okay. So it's a good practice when you are dealing with Excel ataupun Google Sheet or any workbook. Okay. You refer to the cell reference. So automatically when one cell is updated, okay, maksudnya one cell value is changing, okay, dia akan affect all the cell that have related to that cell. Okay, for example sepanjang-panjang ni you do calculation kan, okay, automatically dia akan berubah automatically. Okay. Okay, now the best practice. So let's go to the best practice. So put the equal sign. Select je cell mana, nak start daripada price times quantity pun tak ada masalah, nak select quantity times price pun tak ada masalah. It's the same thing as long as your formula is the right lah. Okay, to get the total. Okay, then multiple by D5. Okay, so you already got the first one. And macam tadi saya cerita, saya akan ajar korang use the same formula for the rest of the column. Okay, kita pakai fill handle tadi tu. Okay, just click and drag. Automatically dia akan count for you for the rest of the column using the same formula that you apply for the first one. Okay, as you can see here, dia akan refer kepada C5, S3 D5. Okay, sini akan jadi C6, S3 D6. Okay, so dia akan turun ke bawah. Okay, sebab korang ke bawah, automatically dia akan follow lah. Okay. So for Excel is good when you do a self practice. Okay. So that's why we call it as a lab activity. So you need to try doing on the calculation and so on. Okay. Height and unheight so on. Okay. But this is not remembering. So this is more on the hands-on. Okay. Hands-on practical. Okay. Okay tak so far? Ada yang tak faham ke? Boleh tanya.
Okay sir, okay sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, let's continue. Okay, copy formula. Okay, ini sama macam tadi lah, using the field handle. Okay, macam saya ajar tadi. Okay. Okay, for cell reference. Okay, tadi kita ada constant dengan cell reference kan? Okay, so we have the constant and also a cell reference. Okay, cell reference pula dia pecah kepada dua. Okay, so we have a relative reference and also absolute reference. Okay, so apa tu relative reference? Sebenarnya it's a cell address changes relative to the original position. Maksudnya jiran dia. Okay, relative jiran dia. Okay, macam tadi lah bila korang drag, okay, bila korang drag ke bawah, dia tak pakai formula yang ni dah. Okay, dia akan pakai formula kepada ni. So dia akan refer kepada relative dia. +1 lah, +1 daripada row tu. Okay. So that's why the value here is referred, the output here is referred to the value next to the daripada yang asal dia. Okay. Sama juga yang bawah ni lah. Okay. So this is the, yes.
Saya punya tak boleh lah, dia kena pakai format cell juga.
Boleh show tak?
Oh, sekejap. Nampak tu?
Okay, nampak?
Tarik, dia tak ada.
Okay, awak jangan tarik, awak kena tarik daripada tiny box. Nampak tak dekat tiny box?
Ni.
Kanan? Tarik dua di situ.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
So yang ni example common error lah. Common error tadi tu is refer to the column is too narrow. Awak drag, yes, besarkan sampai dia muat lah. Okay.
Alright.
Okay. Okay, let's continue. So this is about the field handle. Okay, so field handle sebenarnya banyak function dia dalam Excel spreadsheet. Okay, so relative kita refer kepada jiran dia. So that's why we call it a relative lah. Okay, and here another cell reference we call as an absolute reference. Okay, absolute reference is referred to cell address does not change when you copy the formula. Okay, so for example untuk absolute reference, you need to put the dollar sign. Okay, korang kena put the dollar sign before the row number or the column name. Okay, for example here, as you can see, the put dollar sign before, maksudnya korang lock dekat column A and lock dekat row 1 saja. Okay. Okay, this is a shortcut key saya letak. You can use the F4 key dekat keyboard korang to change the dollar sign. Okay, so nanti saya akan tunjuk lah example dia. Okay, relative reference. Okay, this is the explanation. Okay, so when copied across multiple cell, they change based on the relative position of row and columns. Okay, macam tadi kita perform the total kan, when we drag the field handle, okay, it's referred to the relative position. Okay, for example, if you copy the formula from A1 plus B1, maksudnya A value dekat A1 plus B1, from row 1 to row 2, maksudnya korang tarik ke bawah lah. Okay, so the formula will become A2 plus B2. Okay, so you can see it's a relative. Dia refer kepada, yang ni sebab korang tarik ke bawah kan, dia refer kepada row. Kalau korang tarik ke tepi field handle tu, dia akan refer kepada column lah. Okay, so this what we call as a relative. Okay, so relative reference are especially convenient whenever you need to repeat the same calculation across multiple row or columns. Macam kita buat tadi. Okay, the same calculation across multiple row, macam kita buat tadi row. Okay, and also you can drag the field handle for the next column before or after. Okay. Okay, tadi example of the kita buat relative reference punya example. Okay, so this is for absolute reference. Okay, what's the difference between relative and absolute? Okay, absolute reference does not change when copied or filled. So dia tak akan berubah dia punya cell that you are selected. Okay, dia fokus dekat cell tu saja. Okay, so you can use an absolute reference to keep a row and or a column constant. Constant maksudnya dia akan fix dekat row tu saja, tak pun column tu saja, tak pun both row and column. Okay, so an absolute reference is designated in a formula by the additional of a dollar sign. So you need, macam tadi kita nak start calculation, kita put equal sign kan. Okay, untuk apply the absolute reference, you need to put the dollar sign. Okay, maksudnya kita bagi tahu dekat komputer, saya put dollar sign ni, so you need to fix on this row or column. Okay, so here we have a 3 example how you can apply the absolute reference in your spreadsheet. Okay, either korang nak letak both, okay, maksudnya korang nak lock dekat column dengan row, both. Okay, ataupun nak lock row saja. Okay, so you need to put the dollar sign before, bukan after. Okay, kalau nak lock column saja, okay, you need to put the dollar sign before the row column ni. Okay. Okay, bawah ni ada explanation lah, video how to perform the absolute reference. Okay, so let's do example in our sample data. Okay, we want to use the discount here. Okay, kita set 10% for example. Okay, as you can see, kalau okay, saya skip. Okay, untuk get the discount, okay, kita akan gunakan value dekat total times or multiple dengan discount. Okay, so let's get the value first. So using a cell reference, put equal sign, select the cell, okay, put the operator asterisk, okay, and select the cell that you want to use as the argument. Okay, then enter. Okay, you get the 10% value from the total. So this is the discount value that you are dapat lah daripada client. Example Shopee kan ada 10% dengan apa semua kan. Basically you can count on this. Okay, for example value sini berubah, tak nak jadi 10%, jadi 13% for example. Okay, automatically value ni akan berubah based on these two argument lah. Okay, kalau kita change balik 10 lah. Okay, so once the value affected, so another cell that using the value for the argument will be changed, will be updated. Okay, okay, bila korang dah dapat ini kan, macam saya ajar, dia buat yang first dulu, then yang the rest kalau pakai same formula just drag saja. Okay, tapi kenapa sini dapat 0? Okay, because this is a relative reference. So bila korang double click, okay, as you can see, okay, yang ni akan turun satu lah, betul tak? Sebab daripada atas ke bawah, it's relative reference. So dia akan pilih the next row sebab kita tarik ke bawah kan. And also the second argument will be on G16, tak stick dekat G15 dah. Okay, so the G16 we have no value, but calculation is right. Okay, maksudnya E6 times dengan kosong lah maksudnya, because no value that you assign in the G16. Okay, sama juga dengan sel yang bawah ni. Okay, so dia akan turun lagi satu, and turun lagi bawah lah. So it's not practical when you are dealing with this kind of data. Okay, sama ada korang nak klik satu, tukar kepada G15, kan? Korang set balik, okay? It's not a group matrix. Okay, kalau korang ada, for example, 2 tak apa 3, mungkin boleh lah. Okay, for example, kalau korang ada data macam saya ni, berpuluh-puluh row, ataupun beratus kan, it's not practical for you to use the relative reference. So here come the absolute reference. Okay, so you need to put the dollar sign. Okay, okay, so kita nak delete dulu yang bawah pun tak apa. Okay, so saya tak nak korang confuse. Okay, dekat G15 ni, kita put dollar sign before. Maksudnya kalau saya put dollar sign dekat sini, maksudnya kita akan lock dekat column saja. Okay, row dia still boleh berubah. Okay. Tapi kalau kita nak stick dekat row saja, you can put like this, for example. Sorry. Maksudnya kolom G tapi lock dekat row 15 saja. So dia tak akan turun ke bawah. Okay. Okay, enter. That the field handle. Okay, so dia akan refer kepada G15. Okay. Put the dollar sign dekat G15 sebab korang nak lock dekat row sebab kita tarik ke bawah kan. Kita tak nak affected dekat row. Okay. Tapi yang ni kalau korang drag ke tepi field handle ni, dia akan affected sebenarnya. Okay. So basically field handle tu boleh drag ke atas, ke bawah, kanan, kiri. Tak semestinya ke bawah saja. Okay. But here can see the output is 0. Sebab apa? Dia akan drag ke tepi. Okay. When you drag to the right or left side. Sebab kita lock dekat row saja. Okay. But this is not the right answer for payment lah kan. It's not the right answer. Ini saya nak tunjuk contoh je. Okay. So yang ni pun betul. Tapi kalau korang nak bubuh both, maksudnya dollar sign dekat column dengan row, tak salah. Okay. It's still you get the answer. No problem. Okay. Kalau korang drag balik pun, you still get the answer. Okay. So this is both. You put the dollar sign for column name and also the row. Okay. So the same thing lah. Okay, so dia akan lock dekat cell ni saja. Okay. So if one cell is changing, the value, for example dekat sini kan. Okay, kita tukar jadi 11%. So all the content dekat discount ni automatically will be updated with the new value. Okay, as you can see, semua akan berubah. Okay, so that's why is the best practice when you are using the cell reference, when you are dealing with the workbook. Okay, spreadsheet lah maksudnya. Okay, so you can change the value and all the value will be affected. Okay. Okay, untuk max price min bawah ni for next week activity sama dengan yang tepi ni. Okay, kita tak perlu fokus dulu yang ni. Okay. Okay, for payment, so last activity for today. Okay, we get the payment. So payment is total minus discount. Okay, so berapa yang kita kena bayar lah. How much that you need to pay. Okay, so put the equal sign. Okay, select this one and also minus. Okay, so E5 minus F5. Okay. Okay, satu lagi saya nak ajar untuk field handle. Okay, saya nak ajar satu lagi untuk field handle punya trick. Okay, field handle ni sebenarnya tak semestinya korang tarik. Okay, korang boleh je tarik lebih sebenarnya, tak ada masalah. Sebab sini tak ada value lah. Okay. Okay, field handle ni sebenarnya instead of korang drag, you can double click dekat field handle tu saja. Okay, you can just double click. Okay, contoh saya buat sekali lagi. Okay, so yang ni korang dah perfect the calculation, no errors. Okay, kalau korang nak change the text color ke apa semua yang korang nak buat, then you can fill at the first. Okay, for example ini. Okay, so dekat fill handle ni, instead of you drag, okay, you can just double click. Okay, nampak? So dia akan fill the same format. Okay, any format that you perform. Okay, for example currency, ringgit Malaysia, 2 decimal places. Okay, kalau change pun dia akan full juga. Okay, sama juga dengan content dalam cell tu. Okay, background color, the text color and so on. Okay, dia akan fill. Okay, kenapa kita double click instead of kita drag? Okay. Okay, and how the application of double click tu sebenarnya? Okay, double click tu akan stop once dekat value sebelum dia ada empty row. Okay, sebab tu dia akan stop dekat sini. Sebab sini ada empty row. Maksudnya dia akan, sini border dia lah maksudnya. So sini saja last dia. Okay, so that's why, that's how the fill handle is function. Okay, when you double click. Okay. So instead of you drag, you can double click. Okay, macam ni mungkin you have 2, 4, 5 row je kan. You can boleh lah double click ke tak pun nak crack. Tapi kalau for example you have 100 or 1000 of data that you want to deal kan, same calculation, same function, but kalau korang nak drag ni beratus beribu kan, is not practical way, not practical job for you lah. Okay, for example saya dealing dengan data macam ni for example. Okay, saya tunjuk lagi COVID-nya. You have 1,101 data, tapi korang just nak field handle kan, tiring untuk korang nak score sampai 1000 kan. So you can just double click the field handle for example. Okay, so field handle okay, tak semestinya korang drag ke bawah, drag ke atas. Okay, so ini salah lah sebab tak ada value kan, this is text, sebab sini ada text. Okay, so basically you can drag left to the right, it's the same thing. Okay, so that can apply the function. Okay, okay, so minus lah. Okay, any question for calculation so far for our lecture this week? So korang boleh lah main-main dengan sampel data ni. Main je, buat je, you change the value, okay, you do another calculation ke, or you want to add a new column, okay, for example, you want to do another percentage kat sini, you want to assign kan, please feel free for you to do the exercise, okay, your own, how you want to set up your own calculation. Tak pun you want to do daily expenses, okay, monthly expenses ke, tak pun yearly expenses kan, so this year, okay, how you can add a new worksheet, okay, for each month ataupun each year, okay, then you do expenses calculation, okay, you can do on the spreadsheet. Okay, kalau nak online, then you can go to the Google Sheet, okay, so dekat phone you can update that, okay, kalau dekat sheet, then korang kena buka Excel, okay, maybe it's not easy for you, okay, which suit your preference lah, okay. Okay, anything before we end our class for today? Okay, next week we continue dengan function Okay, hari ni just for this week for calculation saja. Okay, untuk meeting esok kita akan buat exercise dalam lab manual. Okay, so you can download the lab manual daripada my share Google Drive. Okay, my share Google Drive ada dekat description WhatsApp group. Okay, and also I want to inform you next week is your quiz 2. Okay, next week is quiz 2. Quiz 2 on chapter 2 saja. Nanti saya akan send information dekat WhatsApp group lah. Okay, and quiz 2 on Wednesday. Okay, on our second meeting next week. Okay, maksudnya next week ada quiz 2 dan continue dengan lab activity sajalah. Okay, hari Selasa macam hari ni, we have online meeting for function. Okay, function lagi simple, lagi easy lah compare. Tapi the basic one is starting from the calculation ini. You need to put the cosine, okay, S3, okay, parentheses, then we apply the parentheses. Okay, so any question before we end our class for today? Okay, semua ada. No. Okay, I think that's all for today. Thank you for joining. Best borak-borak tadi. Sampai masa awal kita boleh borak dulu. Okay. So I think that's all from me. So any question macam biasa boleh bubuh dekat WhatsApp group. Okay, so thank you. Assalamualaikum. Stay safe.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, sir.
Thank you, sir.